Can you tell me your name, please?
Ernest Leonard.
When did you graduate from law school?
Graduated in 1989.
Where did you go?
Went to University of Texas.
What area of law did you practice?
Started out practicing bankruptcy, and now I do business litigation, try various business disputes in state and federal court.
What were some of your initial fears starting out as an attorney?
The initial fear was really going in front of a judge. The courtroom is set up to be intimidating. Often like the Wizard of Oz movie, The Great and Mighty Oz, where you walk down and approach the wizard. That's how it felt with me going in front of a judge. So that was my initial fear, was standing in front of a judge in front of that huge courtroom, and him asking me questions and me feeling like trying to be prepared and know the answers.
What are some things that they did not teach you in law school that you had to learn as a lawyer?
Probably the personal aspects of law. The people, when they come to me, their life's in shambles, their businesses falling apart, they're having disputes, and they need someone just to listen to them, to talk to them. And there's a lot of psychology, a lot of that you have to listen to people, try to understand their problems, hear them out, let them vent. That sort of psychology that you have to deal with clients is something they never really taught you in law school.
Did you have any fail moments starting out as an attorney that you could share?
Oh, many. But one of them, we had, in courtroom, you're required to wear a coat and tie. And we have, the firm I used to work for had Casual Friday. Nowadays, almost everybody dresses casual. But back in the 90s, you had 1 day a week. It was Friday, you dress casually. So I was dressing casually, and most people didn't dress casually, even though you were allowed to. If you're in litigation, you know you can be called to court any time. And sure enough, I got a notice that there's an emergency hearing and the judge is expecting me right then, and I was wearing essentially a golf shirt. So I had to essentially go down the hall, find someone who could go with me and appear before the court in my place, because it wasn't necessarily me personally, it was on our side, so he didn't know anything about the case. So I had to brief him on the way to the courthouse, and he had to go in there and argue, and I had to sit out in the hallway, all because I didn't dress professionally and appropriate that day and took advantage of Casual Friday. So that's why lawyers who go in front of the court regularly, they need to wear a coat and tie every day, because you never know when you might be called in front of the court.
And what is the best advice you've ever been given about being a lawyer?
Listen to people. It's a personal service business. People come in with their problems. They don't know what they don't know what the answers are. It's kind of like going to a doctor. You can't diagnose yourself. You just say, I have an ache here and or hurt here, and the doctor has to figure it out. So the most important advice that I was given, that I give other lawyers, is listen to people. Don't think you know the answers. Listen to them carefully. They need to tell you their whole problems. They need to tell you everything. But you lose a lot if you go in thinking you know the answers, because you recognize the problem. So just listen to them and hear them out, because a lot of what they need is not just legal work. They just need someone to talk to about the problems they've had.